Hey everybody, JoAnne Purtan here with my dear friend Gina Spehn to talk about an amazing event that's coming up on Friday night. Yeah. We're going to tell your whole backstory, which is just fascinating and heartbreaking and heartwarming and all of that. But let's start first of all, what is going on Friday night?
All right, so this is our annual gala. It's called the Hope Shines Gala. It is at the Athenaeum in Detroit.
Great
if I'm
place.
saying that right. Am I saying it right?
Athenaeum? Yeah, Athenaeum, you know. Yeah. I say potato, you say potato.
Exactly.
It's all good.
So it's Friday night. We're going to have great music. We're going to have dancing, live auction, dinner, beautiful meals going to be served, and it's just going to be a great night to raise money for the cause.
And there are still tickets available, correct?
There are. Yes, there are a few, but we're getting there. But yep, we're getting there. So we hope so.
You said raising money for a great cause, and what that is the New Day Foundation for Families, an organization that you started with your husband. Yeah. Tell me, first of all, what the New Day Foundation for Families is, which I do know about because I'm on the board. Yeah. But I'm still going to have you tell everyone watching what it's about.
So we love having you on the board of directors.
Well,
thank you for serving us because it means a lot to us. But we, as you know very well, our mission is to take the financial burden off of families who are affected by cancer. Yeah. That's it in a nutshell. And so many times people do not understand that not only are you going to battle a disease, but you're also going to end up facing a lot of other sort of demons that will come up. Finances is a huge one for people.
Of course it is.
Very unexpected oftentimes. People don't realize that even if they have insurance, that they're going to have tremendous out-of-pocket expenses along the way, particularly if their medication is not covered, which oftentimes is the case. We have families that are cutting medications in half, skipping doses, directly impacting their treatment. We have other families that have transportation issues, so we're working with Uber Health to get them to their appointments on time. We have families that get behind, so far behind on the mortgage that they're about to be, someone's about to come in and foreclose on their home, and we can prevent that from happening for them.
What I love about New Day is this idea that it's not paying the big medical bills. It's trying to get you through everyday stuff. It is your mortgage. It's your car payment. Yes. It's working with DTE and all of that. So because I think a lot of people don't realize that when you're going through something like this, you may not be able to work during that time. Exactly. And if you're not getting that income for that time, we kind of step in there and help in that process.
Exactly. Yeah. So loss of income is the biggest problem that people who are suffering with cancer, whether they're a caregiver or the patient. Yes. I mean, it actually affects both. So if you're a breadwinner and you're devastated by the disease in one way or another, it will cost you.
As a matter of fact, we call it like financial toxicity is actually like a word.
There's a name for it.
There is a name, right?
It's a mouthful, but it's cancer-related financial toxicity. And we're addressing it from two different perspectives, though. We've always addressed it from the perspective of let us help you pay your household expenses. Yes. And we've done that now for more than 10 years, but now there's a new way that we're trying to approach the problem, and it's be more proactive about it rather than reactive. Like once somebody's in trouble is what we've typically dealt with. Now we're trying to get them early on, right after they're newly diagnosed, and say to them, we can run you and your family through a program that can actually predict the financial burden that you're going to have, and then we can work to offset it before it actually becomes a problem and before you deal with the stress of the burden of financial toxicity. So it's an amazing software program, and it's brand new to us, and we're really excited to get started using it with our hospital partners this
Before
year.
we talk a little bit about what happened to you and what you've been through in your own life and even now, if someone wants to get a hold of New Day, because they need help, they've just been newly diagnosed, they're so scared, what do they do?
They go to their hospital social worker. So you can always check out our website, right? So foundationforfamilies.org, easy to find us, but when it comes to actually applying for assistance and requesting financial assistance, you start with the social workers at your hospitals. If you don't know who they are, you can call us directly and we will point you directly to the person. We work with everybody across the state.
And some people may not even know there are social workers at hospitals that do this. They're there to help, and this is one organization that can help. So, foundationforfamilies.org and your hospital social workers. Okay, so you know the reason why you are so passionate about this, Gina, and that you started this was you lost your first husband to cancer. Right. So go back to that, because so much has happened in your life since then. I mentioned your husband. This is your husband now who lost his first wife to cancer as well.
Right. So Michael and I have been married now, it'll be 11 years in October. Wow. Can you believe it?
No.
But yep, we had the unfortunate experience of losing our first spouses to cancer. They actually knew each other, they were childhood friends, but he and I never knew each other. And so after they both passed away, we met each other through our shared experience, obviously, and then we both had children, and we blended the two families. It was the Brady Bunch thing happening and all that. And then, you know, it just became clear to us very early on in our relationship, before we were even married, we said, we have to do something. We have been so abundantly blessed by our community, by our family, by our church, by our everywhere, the schools that we went to. I mean, everything, that we felt this strong urge to give back in some way, shape, or form. We didn't know what would become of this. We really didn't. I mean, we knew we wanted to help people. We knew that the problem was financial issues. You know, my husband worked for a local television station. He had a boss who worked behind the scenes to make sure he never lost a day of income. Not a lot of bosses do that. We knew what it would mean for our family if he had lost that income. And it would have devastated us financially. I probably would have lost the house at some point. So we recognized how abundantly blessed we were. So we said, let's do something. So we started out small at the kitchen counter. We just would find a family through the paper, through the church bulletin, something like that. And then we started slowly but surely, it started to snowball. We ended up telling our story and shared our story through a book and a movie that ended up coming out.
And people are like, what?
I know. There's so much to
You
go.
wrote a book called The Color of Rain.
Right.
And then the Hallmark movie channel picked up your book and made it into a Hallmark movie.
So,
which was phenomenal. With who played you again?
Lacey Chabert.
Yes.
Lacey Chabert she was in Mean Girls and Party of Five. She was the youngest sibling in that show. But So your whole story was told on the Hallmark movie channel too, and the book is amazing. The Color of Rain, it's called. But so you started this organization, and it has grown and grown. And along the way, you're helping all these families. Yes.
And then about 2 years ago, almost 2 years ago?
Actually, it'll be 3 years in November.
Oh,
Can you believe it?
3 years ago, you got the devastating news that you have a miracle child. Well, that's the blessing out of all this, but that your son Sam was diagnosed with brain cancer, which so you lost your husband, your first husband, to cancer. Your son is battling brain cancer, and this is the same type of cancer that your now husband, that his wife died from. Right.
Well, that's just purely coincidental, because there's no
blood connection there,
genetic connection, but yet it's the same type of cancer. But on my side of the family, so Sam, and his late dad, my late husband, we learned about a genetic condition. It's called Li-Fraumeni syndrome. It's very rare, but it's one of those where they can pinpoint within a family lineage that there's cancer throughout. There's a gene that you have, it's the P53 gene, and there's a mutation on it specifically for this type of genetic disorder, I guess. And it just so happens that, you know, both of my biological children have it, have this gene, and we didn't know it actually just until a couple of years ago that Matt, my late husband, had it. We suspected but couldn't prove it, but genetics has kind of taken leaps and bounds. And we're learning new information all the time. So it's been an interesting couple of years. I
know. But Sam is doing
he's doing incredibly
miraculously well.
He is. And everything we do is very unconventional treatment-wise. It's been different. I always say, do your research. I'm a big advocate for getting not just second opinions, but third, fourth, fifth, and sixth opinions when you have the time to do that. There are certain situations where it's pretty cut and dried, but when you're in one of those unique situations where lots of different opinions and voices, I just encourage people just, hear from other specialists and other experts in the field. Reach out by email and by phone. You don't always have to fly around the country. I mean, we did a lot of it right. I did a lot of it right from my, kitchen counter on the computer. So
part of Friday night's big event is really in, in celebration of Sam and how well he's doing. So what you're hoping people will wear gold, is that right? Yes.
September is Childhood Cancer Awareness Month. So we want people to come out, and people are like, wear gold. I don't look good in gold. Right. No problem. Put on some gold earrings. Put on anything you have. Wear a little gold ribbon, whatever you want to do. Just somehow represent for that, because it's what the month is about. And we are celebrating. Sam's a miracle. He's doing really, really well, living with that particular disease. I mean, John McCain just passed away from that type of brain cancer. It's a devastating type of cancer, but when you think outside of the box, you have great doctors that we work with. Miracles can happen, and frankly, beyond the doctors, it's bigger than that for us, as you know. I mean, it's our faith that really guides us, and that's really where we place all of our trust in these situations. But
well, you've been amazing, because through all of that, the last few years, your own heartache, your own struggles, your own all of that, you've still continued to help all these other families facing cancer and not being able to afford things. So I love you. I love you.
I love you too.
And, it's Friday night at the Athenaeum, however we say that.
Starts at 6.
Starts at 6 o'clock, and I'll make sure that I put a link with all the information. But if they want to register for that or get tickets, it's foundationforfamilies.org.
Yep.
Foundationforfamilies.org. Okay, good.
Thanks,
all right.
JoAnne.
I love you,
baby.
Prayers for Sam and all you guys. Keep up the good work.
Thanks.
All right.
Yep.
Thanks.